welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on a Traci Reed design team project. I don't have to do it on my channel, but since I'm making the layout, I thought I'd go ahead and do that. And I am going to be using the Equinox collection. Today we are Scraplifting Bruna. I will have her Instagram account listed below so you can look at all of her yummy goodness. She is an amazing creator, fellow design team member with me over at Traci Reed Designs, and I really had a hard time choosing a layout. So I enlisted two friends to help me choose. And in the end, I chose this gorgeous layout here. And I'm going to be using, like I said, Equinox. Now, I have pulled out, I've printed and cut a bunch of the embellishments and stuff here. And I've printed 3 sheets of the pattern paper. And let me show you what I've got. I've got a gorgeous wood grain. Oh my goodness, I think this is my favorite wood grain ever. I love it. And I can print as many of them as I want. That is amazing. Then this really pretty, I don't know why my eye was just drawn to that gorgeous, gorgeous piece of paper. Now I have this other piece on my desk just because I want to show it to you. This is part of the collection and it is meant to be a mixed media design, but I printed it in 12 by 12, kind of like those Vicky Boutin pre-made mixed media papers that she has. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? I'm not using that today. I just wanted to show it to you. You should go ahead and grab this collection. I know it's a fall collection. I'm actually using it for a winter photo. And this is my beautiful daughter and her husband. And they just took a selfie and sent it to me. So I'm going to go ahead and scrapbook that. It was taken in February of this year. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to get started. I'll be right back.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to cut down this piece of paper, and I'm going to layer it up on a thinner piece of Joann's white cardstock. As you have heard me say before, I like to print my collections on the Joann's 110-pound cardstock. Well, the piece that I'm using to help me layer up this paper is the 65-pound, and I typically save that for cut files, but for this purpose, and because I ordered 3 more packs, I thought I would use this just to help me put the different pieces together. That way I didn't have to gut paper or use a whole sheet of the pattern paper, and so I have wood grain and the blue and the leafy pattern left over for another layout for another time. So the leaf pattern I cut they're 2" by 11 3/4 is what I ended up doing, or no, 11 1/2. So I am leaving also because her layout, Bruna's layout, had a white border. I am doing the same thing, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to cut this blue paper down into some photo mat, or a photo mat for my photo as well. The strips are 1/2 inch by 11 1/2, so everything is 11 1/2 inches tall. The wood grain piece, I think it's 7 by 11 1/2 is what I ended up with, and I think I miscalculated when I was trying to do math in my head. It's never a good idea, especially when I'm on camera and I'm trying to work. It's never a good idea for me to do math in my head, but you know, it is what it is. So what I ended up doing is just kind of spacing things out and making it work. I meant for this to all be flat, but the blue piece is going to kind of sit in the middle of that white border between the leaf pattern and the wood grain. And again, I love that wood grain. Every time I see that wood grain, I'm like, oh, I love it so much. Anyway, and on the right hand side, I don't have as much of a gutter between the wood grain and the leaf, but you're not going to be able to tell it once everything is glued down. Of course, you only know because you watched me do it. Again, I should not do math in my head when I'm in a hurry. So I'm going to go ahead and mat the photo down. I did put the adhesive on the back of the mat, and I'm going to attach this tag. I think Bruna had a couple of tags, and this particular tag and film strip piece came in the Equinox collection as one of the embellishments. So I cut it out, and that I'm not going to put a second one. She also had 2 round pieces on her layout, and I cut out 2 of the wood rounds for my layout to use as an anchor point for some of my embellishments, just like she did. I didn't copy her layout exactly, but I got really close. I did move my title around a little bit, and I made room for my journaling. She had a quote on hers, and I didn't do that. I printed some labels and I put them above the photo so that I have a place for my journaling, and then I just kind of started layering up the different pieces of the embellishments here. And she had a couple of hearts on hers, I put a couple of hearts on mine. I used quite a bit of the flower pieces, and I printed those wood veneer pieces over there. And if I hadn't told you that they were wood veneer, you may not even be able to tell, because, you know, from this angle on the camera, they look like wood. They are actually just printed embellishments from the Equinox collection. They're amazing, and I love that they're not super thick, and I can layer them up relatively easy without worrying about thickness for my pages. If that is a concern for you, you definitely want those pieces in your stash. Like I said, I adore this collection, and this is one of the collections that I actually purchased before I became a design team member, and I purchased it because I adore it so much, and I just wanted to get it out and start using it. So I'm just kind of putting things together here. I added a little phrase to that left wood round that says "Enjoy today." And I had thought I had a title set aside for this, but I ended up not having one at all. And so you'll see in a little bit that I will come back and I will have a title on here, and I'm titling it Beautiful. This day was a beautiful, nice day for my daughter and her husband. You may or may not know this, but my daughter had cancer in 2021, and this was, I think, right after an appointment recently in February where she was able to hear that she is still in remission from one of her MRIs, and that was amazing. So because they have had such a rough way to go in their young marriage, I thought that this was a perfect time to go ahead and document a beautiful day for them. So I'm just going to put a few finishing touches here on this. I'm just going to tuck a few more flowers here and there, just kind of finish up my layering process and make sure that I got everything where I want it to be and that I'm happy with it, and I am happy with where it's at.
All right, I got the layout completely finished. I am really pleased with how this turned out. I did move things around just a little bit. She had a quote here, and I think she had more flowers up here, but I chose to put my journaling labels here, and I kept the title down here below. This is a gorgeous collection. I will have it linked below so that you can grab it from Traci's store. It is stunning. Every bit of it is stunning. Now, it is a fall collection, but I chose to tell a winter story with it. So I didn't use any of the title pieces or very many of the phrases because they were all fall linked. I could have rearranged them a little bit, but I chose to use this title that has been sitting off to the side of my desk for months. So it's one less title piece that I have to use from that little leftover bit of thickers. Otherwise, you saw everything I did on camera. I did pop up some of the pieces with foam adhesive, and I did add this little tab from the collection so that I could put the date. I thought that I would have room in my journaling spots, but I didn't, so I just added the tab to go ahead and get that date on there. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all of you who do those things. If you're new here, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I do 2 to 3, sometimes more videos per week. Christmas week might be rather light because Christmas, but otherwise I'm usually here 2 to 3 times a week. There are months where I do some daily posting, and those are usually the 30 days of sketches and scrap timber that I usually do that. But November and December, I've been kind of going back to my regular schedule. We'll do that again in January as well. Thank you again for being here. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.